So, I first want your guys' feedback on this type of video. I've done a lot of videos before, like, sort of my style is playing video games and not talking about them, but I feel like I'm going a step further today, because, like, today we're talking about something that's, like, completely unrelated, and I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys like this? Do you guys rather I just sit in front of the camera and talk about it? Would you rather I don't talk about it at all? But let me know, because this is something I enjoy talking about, and I think, especially given my audience, I can help educate you guys a little bit, while at the same time playing video games. But let me know, if you guys enjoy this, be sure to leave a like. If you don't enjoy it, let me know why in the comments. But obviously watch the video first and then tell me. So, you guys all know what Amazon is. I don't know how you couldn't, but do you guys really know what Amazon is? Let's start there. So let's start with when Amazon was actually founded, because I think this is interesting for people to remember. Amazon was founded in 1994, which is over 20 years old. I think that's something good to remember, because a lot of people see like Amazon, you're like, oh, Amazon's so huge, it just came out of nowhere. But no, Amazon's been around for a very long time. They were selling books originally. They were like the first people to ever really sell books online. And now obviously Amazon has expanded into a lot of other things. And basically the way Amazon works is not only do they have some of their own products, but they also facilitate other people. Like, you can put stuff up on Amazon, like you yourself can put stuff up on Amazon and sell it. So they sort of act as like a third party for people, and they also have their own stuff, which in the future they're going to try to make more and more of their own stuff. But I don't really need to say too much more about that. You guys know what Amazon is. The real reason I want to make this video, and the real reason it matters sort of at all, I know I have a lot of young people that watch my channel, and I don't know if you guys watch the news or not. If you do, that's fantastic, props to you, but I'm willing to bet that a lot of you don't. And this is something that I think is pretty important, but as someone who's younger, you might not read the news, you might not really know what's going on with this. But I personally believe it's going to have a big impact in the future, and if I can help some of you guys know a little bit more about what's going on, that to me is really good. The second thing is, I don't think a lot of adults really understand this too. I mean, obviously, if you're really into business and stuff, obviously this won't come as a surprise to you, but I just think there's too many people out there that aren't really well informed, and obviously I'm not claiming to inform you completely on this video. That's not the point. Actually, another reason I'm making this video so you guys can inform me too. Like, this is more of like a two-way type of thing. Like, I'm going to give you guys as much as I know. If you guys know more, if you guys have different opinions, obviously leave them in the comments. That's something I love reading. It's really cool to be able to hear other perspectives and stuff. But I want to make this video to really help some of you that might not get this information otherwise. Now recently, I think a couple of weeks ago it was, Amazon bought Whole Foods, which to some of you might seem weird. You're like, why would Amazon buy Whole Foods? If you guys know anything about Amazon right now, they're trying to really get into grocery. They're starting these new stores. Basically, the idea with these stores is they're super quick, because they basically put out all the food and you can put it in a bag, and as you leave, it'll automatically scan it and charge you. There's no cashiers. It's much faster. And from everything that I've seen, it seems like they're really betting hard on this, which makes sense, because if they can pull this off with all this technology that they now have, it would basically take over grocery, which is a big deal. I mean, it really is a big deal, because there's a lot of different grocers out there, and if Amazon becomes like the main grocery place, it just gives them even more power. And what's really interesting about the fact that they purchased Whole Foods is that if you think about it, if Amazon takes over all of grocery, right, the only thing that's really going to be left is Whole Foods. Because the thing about Whole Foods is it's to a different market. It's the people that don't really have to worry about spending money on food. I mean, they're purposely going to a place that charges premium prices for food. They're basically catering to a bunch of rich people. And so by owning Whole Foods, not only do they have a couple of other benefits, which I'll get to in a second, but if they are able to successfully basically like take over the grocery market, they will also own the socially conscious side of it, and the side that, side that might not necessarily die to Amazon. So this is fascinating to me, because I think it's crazy, because not only is, first of all, I think the takeaway from this video is that Amazon is huge, and it's getting huger so fast. And like, if there's one company to watch right now, guys, like even if you're 12 and you don't really care that much, if you have any interest in the world, just follow what Amazon's doing right now, because it's gonna, obviously this is just my opinion, but it's also the opinion of a lot of other people. Amazon is gonna have a huge impact on the world in the future. If you wanna know what's going on in the world, I highly recommend following them. But okay, so before I talk about really why you should care a lot about Amazon, why would they spend $14 billion to buy Whole Foods? The first thing is what I talked about before, about basically owning all of grocery, because pretty much every other competitor they can just beat by having better prices and faster shopping. But as I said, Whole Foods might not die simply because they just have a completely different culture. What's actually interesting is this different culture has led some people to believe that this might not actually be a good decision, and that the culture clash between the two companies won't actually work out. And if you guys have an opinion on this, let me know in the comments. I personally think, well, first of all, I don't really think that whatever happens is going to make a big difference, just because I think Amazon's just gonna be huge and they're just gonna win no matter what. I don't really think it matters if they buy Whole Foods or not, but I really don't think it's going to be a very negative impact. Some people think it will be, but in my personal opinion, I think they're smarter than that. But another reason that they bought Whole Foods is because Whole Foods right now has over 400 stores around the US and maybe even in Canada and a couple of other countries. But what they can do by having these almost 500 stores is they can use those stores as basically warehouses for their products. And they can store products in those warehouses and offer same-day shipping, which is crazy. If you guys haven't heard about this, basically what they're starting to do is you can order an item in the morning and it will be there by the end of the day. Like that is crazy. If they can pull that off, I mean, not only are they gonna have an edge over everybody in terms of price, but in terms of delivery, like they got it all. Basically, I think their play with Whole Foods is like, not only are they gonna be able to introduce some Amazon products into Whole Foods and transform it a little bit, but like they have a 500 extra stores now that they can put stuff in and use as operating centers to, you know, ship stuff faster. So that's crazy, but enough of this stuff because it's honestly not super interesting. I mean, it is to me, and maybe to some of you guys, but why should you really care? Why is it such a big deal? The first thing is that there are a lot of good things with Amazon becoming so big, but there are also a lot of bad things. And I think it's really important that you understand both sides of the coin so you can make your own opinion on it. And I'm gonna give my opinion a little bit, but obviously this is more of a conversation I wanna have with you guys. So obviously I'm not claiming that like I know everything. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. But let's start with the good thing. The bigger Amazon gets and the more power they get, the cheaper prices they can offer, the more efficient, the better they can do, the better service they can offer. They're basically a better company to the customer. I mean, the more popular, the bigger, the more money they have as a company, the better service they give to the customer. So that's a really good thing. You know, from a customer's perspective, the bigger Amazon gets, the cheaper their stuff is gonna get. You know, you're gonna get same-day shipping, you're gonna get all these benefits, it's gonna be great. But let's take a look at some of the downsides. One of the big downsides that I really don't see talked about enough, with all this same-day shipping and stuff, Amazon is gonna have a very negative impact on the climate, and I really hope that whatever they do, I really hope they develop their company in an environmentally friendly way, because that's something that's important to me and should be important to the world. With all these packages that they're throwing around and all these cars, all this transportation and stuff, I really hope they invest in sustainable transport, like sustainable everything. But that's something to remember, is every time you get an Amazon package, not only did it take, you know, a lot to just package that thing individually, but someone also had to drive over to your house and everything. So there's a pretty big impact on the climate that I think is good to remember. But I guess the positive note from that is that if Amazon gets a lot of power, they will have the money to invest in sustainable transport and everything, which I really hope that they do, even if that, you know, somehow negatively impacts their company. I hope they take some notes from Tesla and stuff, and I mean, I just hope that with all the power that they get, they're able to be responsible with it. Another downside is a lot of jobs and a lot of companies are about to go under very fast. I mean, obviously retail right now is completely dying. I mean, all that's really going to be left is probably some big designer brands. I talked about this in my video yesterday. In my opinion, the only thing that's really going to be left in retail are going to be some big designer brands that probably will eventually partner with Amazon or something. So that's a big deal because there's a lot of people in there, not just like employees working there, but people in the corporate. Like that's a huge, retail is a massive industry and Amazon's basically drilling a hole through it. So a lot of jobs are going to be lost, and that really isn't a great thing. It's also going to make it very, very difficult for small companies to profit anymore. I mean, it's even difficult now, but with what Amazon's going to do, starting a small company is going to be extremely difficult. If obviously you want to go into one of the industries that Amazon's involved in, which, slight side note, they're going to be involved in all of them very soon. Another bad thing is like they're just going to have a monopoly over pretty much everything. I mean, they're just going to have so much power, and with great power comes great responsibility, and I just genuinely hope that they develop their company responsibly, seriously, because they're gonna have so much influence. It's gonna be ridiculous. I mean, like, just to put this in perspective, like, Walmart is scared of Amazon. Like, if Walmart stock dropped when Amazon bought Whole Foods, like, if that doesn't tell you something, this is big, okay? This is not just some random rant that I'm on about. Like, this is real, by the way. Like, this is stuff, I know that I'm playing a video game right now and it might seem like, I know this is obviously just to inform you guys, but like, this is big stuff. You know, like I want the takeaway from this to be, if you remember anything, it's like, it's a pretty big deal. You know, like what happens here is probably gonna have a pretty big impact on the future, and it could be positive. I want to put that out there and say that it doesn't have to be negative, but there are negative possibilities, and I want you guys to know that, because I think it's important to know as just a person, especially if you're younger, and obviously, as I said, you don't read the news. If you read anything, follow Amazon, because it's gonna matter. And yeah, I think I've rambled on about Amazon for, actually I'll get in this battle and we'll see where it goes, but I don't want to ramble on too much. This is sort of just a video to let you guys know that Amazon is a pretty big deal right now. And again, if you guys don't know a lot about Amazon, or you're interested by this, I highly recommend you guys to do more research and learn more. And if you learn anything interesting, leave it in the comments. I would love to know what you guys find, any opinions that you have, or anything interesting that you want to tell me, you know? But again, I hope you guys enjoy these types of videos, because I could see myself doing this. It's a lot easier to play this game when I'm just talking about something completely different. But obviously, if you guys still enjoy watching me play games, it's kind of a win-win, I guess. I guess one thing that's going to be really interesting is when Amazon and Tesla, all of the other Elon Musk companies start to compete. I'm sure they already are. I honestly don't know enough about that, but I could see it being really interesting once it gets to a point where Amazon's going to be involved in everything. I could see them getting involved in cars and stuff, and see what that does to Tesla. It's going to be interesting. I mean, it's scary and incredible. And I got a lot of feelings right now about the future, guys. But I just, you know, as someone who's a very optimistic person, I have to say that I'm excited. There's things that I really hope don't happen, but at the end of the day, I am excited for what's to come, because I think it could be really, really cool. But I've rambled on enough. Let me know in the comments below if you guys like these type of videos. This is sort of a testing the waters a little bit, trying to let you guys know something about the world. But I got a lot more stuff I could talk about. Like, trust me, I could talk about these kind of topics for days. So if you guys enjoy this, be sure to leave a like on this video. Let me know what you thought. If you didn't like it, let me know why. Don't just dislike this video. It doesn't help me at all. I want to know why you dislike it so I can make these better. But yeah, Amazon is a really big deal, and I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to leave a like on this video. Be sure to subscribe for more content coming in the future. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm gonna start trying to mix in some vlogs, mix in some of these videos, still do some videos related to this game. I mean, if you guys care at all about what's going on in this game, the level 50 elixirs on sale. There's some rollerblades that I talked about before. There's an evil snowman, Sandman, just retexturing everything in the game. There's a white tiger, just retexturing of the other one. Let's see, how many of the same textures can we find? All right, we got white tiger, we got the panther. There's got to be another one. We've got the leopard, that's 3. And that's just in the crown shop. That's just in the crown shop. I bet there's more. But yeah, if you guys want to get to level 50, there's a level 50 elixir. You know, you can buy it. I'm done. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, I'll probably be live streaming either, probably not tonight, but maybe tomorrow. I'll probably have a video tomorrow too. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to stop rambling on. Peace out. I've never said peace out before. I don't know. Falling asleep as somebody else is just not for me. I'm getting reckless. Maybe I hate sleeping with strangers. Nah. This can't be real. This can't be over. I miss how you feel. I miss being sober. Baby, I hate sleeping with strangers. Nah.